So a trade for Nolan Arenado might not happen, but that doesn't mean we can't have fun with it every step of the way. Sony Michel retires from the Rams, and J.C. Jackson returns to 11-on-11 drills with the Chargers. Good morning, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is July 30th, 2023. I am at the Oklahoma-Texas border. I am slowly making my way back to the wife. Definitely looking forward to seeing her. It is also Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. Take a moment, even if you don't believe in the Lord, take a moment and be thankful for the great things that you have in your life, right? Like LA sports. And if you'd like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And comment. There's always great stuff. And by the way, thank you to the new subscriber who joined the Angeleno Familia yesterday. I always appreciate every last one of you. It keeps me sane when I'm on the road, guys. So before we go through the news and notes, we'll look at the scoreboard. Max Muncy hits 2 home runs for your NL West leading Dodgers as they defeat the Reds 3-2. In addition to that, Savannah McCaskill scores twice. Angel City FC defeats Portland 2-1 in the NWSL Challenge Cup. Meanwhile today, pretty good day for LA. Cincinnati is at the Dodgers again. That's Michael Grove, who is 2-2 with a 6.19 ERA. Graham Ashcroft for Cincinnati. He's 5-7, 6.54 ERA. In Leagues Cup action, Vancouver is playing at the Galaxy tonight at 6. There are tiebreakers involved. I get it. But the bottom line is this. Pretty much whoever wins the match, if it doesn't go to a tie, whoever wins moves on. And the New York Liberty are in town to play the Sparks at 1. LA is actually aiming for a 3-game winning streak. But let's get back to baseball. Yesterday, I spent a lot of time during the clip talking about a former Major League General Manager, Jim Bowden, who now writes for The Athletic, and obviously the guy's well connected. So he was describing how all of these rumors built about Nolan Arenado possibly coming to the Dodgers. Now, if in that clip I led you to believe that it was going to happen, I didn't necessarily say it was going to happen, but if I led you to believe that, that's my bad. Because there's a lot of rumors that go around this time of year. And by the way, while Bowden said that a blockbuster for Nolan Arenado is being constructed, he later went out and said he is skeptical that a deal could take place. And if you remember that clip from yesterday where we were talking about all these moving parts that would go into such a deal, you can see why that would be like a human Jenga puzzle. You're pulling certain pieces out, trying to insert certain pieces back in, so to speak, and eventually the whole thing could come toppling down. Well, what I can tell you is St. Louis president of baseball operations told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that Arenado wouldn't be traded. Do you buy that? Probably. But that doesn't mean it's not awesome, right? Yeah, you would like to have Nolan Arenado, but what I also like, even if we don't get Nolan Arenado, is that it's pissing off everybody in St. Louis again. I can't begin to tell you how happy this makes me. Because I spent a few months, a couple of years ago, working in St. Louis. It is by far one of the worst cities I've ever been. It may be the worst city I've ever been in. For all the times you hear people on, say, Fox News crapping on California, oh, it's homelessness and crime, Y'all ain't got nothing on St. Louis. Homelessness, crime. The 4 things I remember most about St. Louis are homelessness, drug addiction, racism, and the St. Louis Cardinals. So I don't want to hear a damn thing about LA when it comes to that. Meanwhile, it did piss off the St. Louis press. If you want to know why the Cardinals president had to come out and say we are not trying to trade Nolan Arenado, It was because of two things. One, Nolan Arenado did not deny that they might trade him. He didn't confirm that they were going to trade him. He said he wasn't going to deny it. And then the second thing, the quote from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Apparently, if the NFL gives your football team to Los Angeles, then Los Angeles thinks it's entitled to your baseball team's future Hall of Fame third baseman too. First of all, dumbasses. Can I call you guys dumbasses? You live in St. Louis, right? You idiots stole the Rams first. Can we get that through everybody's thick skull along the Midwest? You guys stole the Rams first. It was not your property to keep. It wasn't. That's why they're back in Los Angeles. It's literally, the Rams were literally the hot girl who bounced from the Hollywood hunk to the Midwestern gentleman, and then all of a sudden, they just needed that hot, steamy California love all over again. That's why they came back. So tough crap. You did not get robbed. You robbed first, jerks. So no, I feel no sympathy for the St. Louis Cardinal fans. I feel no sympathy for anybody in St. Louis. You guys made the choice to live in that craptacular town. And by the way, the idea of stealing Nolan Arenado, have you not heard of this thing called the trade? You get things back for Nolan Arenado, dummies. You might have gotten Max Muncy back. The guy has 27 home runs now this year. Oh, no, we don't want 27 home runs in our life. Who the hell wouldn't want that many home runs? So yeah, take a moment. Delight in the misery of St. Louis. Now, what I can also tell you is that Jim Bowden is suggesting that LA is in play for starting pitcher Justin Verlander, Pittsburgh relief pitcher David Bednar. The LA Times came out with an updated report. They've connected the Dodgers to Edward Rodriguez of Detroit, Grady Singer of Kansas City. Now, the Dodgers did make a move yesterday. It wasn't a trade. They designated reliever Phil Bickford for assignment. He was the other guy on the roster who looked like Thor and, yes, also pitched like Noah Syndergaard in the first place. The guy left with an ERA of 5.14. Joe Kelly takes his spot. Look, getting rid of Phil Bickford, the Dodgers, to me, I mentioned the Rams being like the hot girl who dumps you and comes back to you. What the Dodgers are doing right now is the Dodgers are like the playboy, the pimp, who has like 4 or 5 girlfriends, and they're just finding out, they're waking up the next morning and go, damn, this is ugly. Oh, Trace Thompson, your batting average is ugly. The door is that away. Noah Syndergaard, yo, you got to go. The door is that away. Ugly. Straight up, the Dodgers are making themselves into a much prettier team. Sony Michel abruptly retired. He notified Sean McVay yesterday of his decision. This was barely a month after the running back decided to return to the Rams. The man is not going to be considered a Hall of Famer. You know, he was certainly not an elite back, but the man did produce. He has 2 Super Bowl rings in a 5-year NFL career. He's probably going to be remembered more for his time with the Patriots than the Rams. But without Sony Michel, maybe the Rams don't win that Super Bowl. You can't say you know they would have won, because he wound up replacing an injured Cam Akers. Cam Akers, remember, blasted out his Achilles. So where would the Rams have been without him? So enjoy your retirement, Mr. Michel. Meanwhile, over at the Chargers, cornerback J.C. Jackson has been joining 11-on-11 drills now in training camp. You recall, he blasted out his patella tendon last year, missed a big chunk. He was supposed to be the top cornerback in the Chargers defense. He's been slowly coming back. He was doing some drills on the side. He joined some 7-on-7. Now it's 11-on-11. It's not full contact yet, but you can see where the progress is being made. So if you're a Chargers fan, you might be excited about that. But excitement is one thing, interest is another with the Chargers. I'm not trying to say that this switch is a done deal, okay? Training camp just started, but wide receiver Mike Williams is now lining up at slot receiver in Kellen Moore's new offensive schemes. And it's interesting because Williams is a big wide receiver. Normally, they don't play in the slot. When you think of slot receivers, you're thinking of people like, say, over at the Rams, Cooper Kupp, small guys, capable of darting around here, there, everywhere. Williams, being a taller receiver, you figure you put him on the edge with one cornerback and just basically try to throw jump balls where you can just basically out-leap the cornerback, get the ball, move the chains. You don't normally see big guys going over the middle, but Kellen Moore thinks he can do that, which is an interesting wrinkle. Whether it works or not, we have to be patient. Names are thrown around a lot in soccer transfers. We've discussed that, how I don't have any faith in the foreign press. I mean, for Pete's sakes, it's a worldwide market when you're talking about trying to acquire talented soccer players. That's why most of the stories are garbage. It's international. It's worldwide. LAFC, though, is moving things around as if they are trying to create space so that they can acquire an impact player. There are names of impact players being bandied about online. I'm not going to confirm any of them because, again, I don't know for sure. I don't know necessarily which ones I know to trust. But the Black and Gold have acquired an international slot from Austin in exchange for general allocation money. I'm not an MLS salary cap expert. I don't know what general allocation money, how that actually impacts this, that, or the other. But an international slot tells me that that means that the Black and Gold think that they have a foreign player targeted who would be an impact. Otherwise, why would they trade money to open up that spot with Austin? So I think they see something that they can get. Yeah, if I were to guess, by the way, it would probably be a striker. Just saying. They need somebody that they know that they can line up in between Dennis Bouanga and Carlos Vela. They did acquire a guy from Portugal in Mario Gonzalez, but we don't necessarily know if that guy is the answer or if he's just going to be a super sub. Also with LAFC, we know who their first opponent will be in Leagues Cup. Now, in Leagues Cup, this goofy little tournament, if you either won Liga MX, I never pronounce it right, if you win Liga MX or if you win MLS, you don't have to take part in these first round matches. LAFC being the MLS Cup winner, they just move on to the round of 32. They are going to wind up playing Juarez. Juarez eliminated Austin FC 3-1 yesterday. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Tell me where the Dodgers go from here. If you still think they're in the running for Nolan Arenado. If the words from St. Louis's front office about not trading Nolan Arenado, if you don't buy that, because there's a lot of misinformation going around this time of year. Tell me what you think about the Chargers changing their offense a little bit, or with J.C. Jackson's progress. And if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos, because we talk LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James. Depending on my flight, I'll try to get a rapid recap of the Galaxy match tonight. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Porte El Queso production. Take care.